Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video and coming back to my channel. If you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around for new makeup related videos every Sunday and Thursday. I just wanted to maybe start doing kind of like smaller curated videos where I just test out things from like the same brand or just like one or two things at a time instead of like 10 or 12 new things. So that's kind of like where my head is at right now. If you guys like the full face of new stuff, you can definitely comment down below and like let me know and I'll keep doing them. I'm always buying new makeup. I'm already wearing foundation, primer, concealer. I did my brows and I also put a little bit of something on my lips. It's from my week 3 Shop My Stash basket. If you are interested in knowing, you should just go check that video out. I feel kind of weird with my face like barely done, so I think I'm just gonna start with the cheeks. So here we have the Tan, Bronze, and Glow palette and then the Bloom and Glow palette. I've always wanted them. They're just really pricey. They're $55. Recently, during the 4th of July sale, these were 40% off. Let's just open these up. I kept them in the box just so you guys can see kind of like an unboxing, but I've definitely already opened them and like did a little swatch and stuff because I just couldn't wait. These are the 4 shades. They're so gorgeous. So basically you get a powder bronzer, a powder highlighter, then I'm pretty sure you also get another powder highlighter product, and then this is a cream base. If you've never seen these palettes before, they come with this like protective glass shield over where the cream products are so that you don't get like the powders into the creams, which I thought was really cool. But you get this really vibrant like blush cream shade. You get a lighter one, like a peachier tone. This is like a peachy highlighter, I believe, and then this is a duochrome blush. Let's just start off with this one. So this is the Glow Cream Base from the Bloom palette. It's like a peach. It's pretty peach. I don't know how like intense it's gonna show up on my skin. Did anything happen? I feel like nothing happened. I feel like I need to put more on. I feel like nothing's happening. Am I don't know. Let me try the other side. Is there a difference between this side? Oh yeah, there's definitely like a highlight here. So I feel like I thought it was gonna be way more peachy, but maybe it doesn't come off like that on your skin. Because I feel like when I swatched it, it's like more color than it's coming off my cheeks. Maybe I'll use my finger. Okay, so I definitely see the glow. I know I'm not making that up. I feel like you guys can see it also, but I just thought it was gonna be like literally like pink or peach because that's what it looks like in the pan. But I think it just comes off as like a really pretty sheen, which I like. So now we're gonna go in with the one that's in the tan palette. This one looks like a pure champagne shade. I'm gonna take my finger and put a little bit on my nose for like a cream highlight there. Okay, so basically these turned out to be like so much more sheer than I thought they were gonna be. I don't wanna do too many swatches in this video, but I just wanna show you guys. They look like they have a little bit of color when you like swatch them, but when you just distribute them onto your cheeks, they're just very sheer and like basically glowy products. But I actually really like them because it literally just looks like my skin is radiating. There's like no color or glitter or anything. The next cream that we're gonna go in with is the cream blush from the Bloom palette. It looks really intimidating, like even when you swatch it, it's so pigmented, like it literally looks red, and I barely put my finger in there. Look at that, it's so scary. But I've seen it like applied with a sponge and it shears out really nicely, so we're just gonna do exactly that. Pick up a little bit, like a very tiny amount. I'm not trying to go too ham. Oh my god, do you see how pigmented? Like that's so crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys, I look so insane. Hold on. Guys, I know you're laughing at me. I know you're like, this girl knows nothing about makeup. I know, I look very bad right now. I'm gonna take my brush that I put foundation on with, and I'm gonna get rid of this for a second. Okay, so clearly I had no idea what I was getting myself into with this cream blush because I literally looked like a full-on clown. But I feel like after I blended out for 30 minutes with a sponge and my foundation brush, I definitely was able to tone it down way more than it was before. And now it looks like a very just healthy, glowy, like flush to my cheeks. It still looks a little too much, I know that, but I feel like this is the most it's gonna blend out right now for the situation that we're in. Let's try to balance out the color on my face with a little bit of bronzer. So now I'm gonna go in with the blush and bronze powder from the tan palette. It says it's a blush, but I'm pretty sure it's like a bronzer shade for me, so I'm just gonna do it like that. Oh my god, these are so pigmented. What am I doing? So now I'm gonna be taking like powder blush, and there's this shade in here. It's called the Duo Glow, so it looks like a peachy blush with a gold flip to it. And again, I'm gonna try to be very, very light-handed because I already have so much color on my cheeks and I look like a clown. I know I do. I tried my best, but I know I still look a little bit rough. It's like removing the cream. Yeah, it like removed the whole cream blush. What is going on? What? Do you guys see that? I feel like right here, it just removed all the cream blush that I put on. Is it this brush or what? That looks so weird. When I swatch it, I mean, there's definitely color, so I don't know why it like removed what was happening underneath. Here's a swatch of it, by the way. It's very shimmery. It looks gorgeous. I don't know, man. Let's just move on to highlighter because I feel like the more that I try to fix it, it just gets like weirder. I'm gonna take this peachy one first. It's called the Glow Extreme, and I'm gonna put that like more like lower where the blush is. Okay, so that is definitely very glowy. It's not like my favorite highlighter, but it's not like bad. Let's go in with this champagne one and hopefully it'll just like save what is going on my face right now. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. I think I just need to play around with them more and like kind of figure out the formulas and what pairs nicely on top of each other and what doesn't. Let's just move on to the eyes because that will hopefully go way better than I expected with these. So we're gonna be using the new bronze palette. This just launched, I think in July, maybe late June, I'm not really sure. But I bought it the day that it launched. It came in about like a week later, and all the reviews and like first impressions and all that kind of stuff went up so quickly when people bought this, and so I just knew that it wasn't really like my space to compete against like people getting the review up on time. Here's the packaging. It's so gorgeous. It's also very reflective, so it might blind you. You can see in my backyard. But yeah, very pretty packaging. How gorgeous this palette is. I'm just gonna hold it up here for a sec so you can admire it and look how pretty it is. I feel like this is also so friendly to just like everyday consumers because, you know, I'm also an everyday consumer. I'm not wearing like blue or purple or green on my eyelid every day. Like these are the tones that I'm gonna reach for on a daily basis. So I personally could not be more excited about this, to get like a neutral color story in this size that's like more approachable and more appropriate for everyday consumers. I think she had a really smart strategy, and I have seen like people raving about this palette on the internet, so it's obviously doing well. I really, really wish there was a light champagne shade in here to do like inner corner highlight or in the brow bone, or even just to lighten up some of the tones, because I personally don't wear a lot of dark shadows all over my lid. I feel like it kind of closes off my eyes, and so I always need something like really bright to like pop right here or just all over to give like a little bit of a sparkle, and this palette doesn't have that. It's not a deal breaker. You can use your highlight there. If you have like a single shadow that's that shade, you can pop that in. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's just my personal preference and what I look for in like a complete eyeshadow palette. So first, let's go in with the shade Beach up here and just use that as a really nice transition shade. I want to see how much like depth I can build up with it. I feel like this palette is going to work so good for our colored girls, which is what we need these days in the industry. Okay, so that is all just the one shade Beach. I am so impressed with how pigmented it is and how much it shows up on my skin tone. Go straight to this one up here, which is called Sundown. It looks like it has a little bit of a yellow undertone to it. Guys, these literally blend out by themselves. Like as soon as I just touch my brush onto my eyelid, it's already blended out. I don't know how it does it, and like that's why I know her formula is so expensive. Her brand overall is just obviously high-end, but if like you're gonna get the most easy eyeshadow application, it's like maybe it's worth investing in some high quality shadows. I'm gonna take those same shades, Beach and Sundown, and run them on my lower lash line. I think I'm gonna build up a little bit of Suntan, which is this deeper brown here in my outer corner. Oh my god, this is so gorgeous. It cannot get over these shades. I think I just want to start putting some shimmers on my eyelid. I don't want to do anything too much, you know, like I don't want to go overboard. First, I'm going to start off with gloaming and kind of put that all over my eyelid, and we'll see how that goes. And now I'm gonna go in with Palladium, and I'm gonna put that like in the inner half and maybe a little bit over this red shade to tone it down a little bit. Oh my god, that's gorgeous. It's like a rose gold. So I think that's all I'm gonna really do with my eyeshadow. I know it's very simple and that might kind of be like disappointing to someone. I really wanted to gear my channel towards more like everyday consumers, natural, neutral kind of looks, because that's just who I am as like a person. So I don't really want to go too overboard. I want to use the Tarte Top Yacht Chrome Paint Shadow Pot. I haven't used this shadow pot in a really long time, and I was kind of debating like decluttering it, but I figured I should keep it around and use it specifically for like inner corner highlighting, because it is like a very bright shade. Hey, okay, so I'm back and I finished up my eyes, and that was basically like all I had left to do to finish up my makeup. So let's just get into like my final thoughts on the stuff that I used today. So first I started with the Bloom Blush and Glow palette. We all know how much of like a little roller coaster this palette was for me, but I mean, looking at my skin up close, it has a very pretty sheen to it. The blush itself does look very gorgeous. My cheeks look very luminous and healthy. It has a very nice sun-kissed kind of flush of color that I think is really flattering to my skin tone. So I don't hate it. I just definitely struggled with it as like a first-time user, but I just wanted to be like real with you guys that like I also go through the most when it comes to makeup. Like, I'm not an expert. I make mistakes, and like that's just how it is. Just definitely need to take my time and experiment with how to use these shades and make them work best for me. I also use the Tan Bronze and Glow palette. This is a very gorgeous palette. I didn't have any issues with this. I feel like the bronzer was really nicely pigmented. I think I just, again, have to be careful with how much I deposit at once, but it blended out really effortlessly. It gave me a really nice color payoff, sculpted my face, so I'm a huge fan of this. This highlighter, gorgeous. I'm a huge fan of it. The bronze palette is just such a gem. What I love most about this is that it's so user-friendly. Like, these shadows took literally like 0 seconds to blend out. As soon as I put my brush on my lid, it's like it did all the work for me. It was amazing. And then these shimmers, they're not the most like sparkly, bam, in your face kind of like metallic strobing shimmers, but I actually really enjoy that they're a little bit more subtle. If anyone is gonna invest the $65 into an eyeshadow palette, I think this is the perfect one to do it in, because it's just so everyday friendly and you're definitely gonna get your use out of this one. So with that, I think we are at the end of this video. I don't really have anything else to talk about. I hope you guys enjoyed this little curated smaller video just focusing on like one brand. If you are still interested in seeing like a full face of first impressions, let me know in the comments and I can keep doing that in the future. But as of right now, I think it's a little bit less overwhelming for me as well as you watching my video to just see like a few things at a time instead of like a million things. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me. As I mentioned, if you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around for more videos in the future, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.